Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Ice Road Truckers. This is not, it's not even a National Geographic documentary series. I don't know where it came from, but it's a reality series, and it technically started in 2007, and there's like, I don't know how many seasons. There's a lot of seasons. Disney Plus has one season. It has season 11. That's it. Like, there's 10 seasons before this. If you wanted to put this on the streaming thing so badly, why don't you put all of them on there? Is there something we shouldn't see? I don't know. But again, it starts in season 11. At the very beginning, spoiler, if you've watched previous seasons, a pretty major member of the cast of characters who forge dangerous, treacherous roads and weather and everything else in these trucks in order to get places from point A to point B, all across Canada and more than likely further. I'm not sure exactly if it expands beyond this area, but it's got to be icy. Otherwise, the title is pretty much null and void. If they hit Arizona, it's going to be weird. At least right now, until, things get worse. In this, though, each of the episodes are 45 minutes long, and you basically just watch a number of people who know each other pretty well try and prove themselves against horrendous conditions in trucks that are unwieldy and dangerous. And they go over the details of their trip, like they give a high level view. That's kind of cool, like the little maps and stuff like that. And they show what it would be like if they did have an accident. They put these little recreations up, digital mock-ups, and then they show the trucks flipping over and exploding. And you're like, okay, let's not have that happen. So we get to see it in a digital form. Thankfully, they don't show anybody like burning and running from the thing. That would be awful. Go from that dark moment is another dark moment. As I was referencing earlier, the very beginning of this season, I watched the first episode. That's it. They feature a certain guy. His name is Darren, I think. Where is his name? Daryl Ward. And there's a pretty big focus on him about how the challenges. He's like, you got to do it or you got to die. And unfortunately, he's dead at the beginning of the episode. And it was not, surprisingly, it was not a trucking accident. Probably thankfully for the producers, I guess. He passed away in a plane crash earlier that year. And a lot of the emotion that comes out of this is the people who were friends with him, he was their mentor, especially this one woman, is Lisa Kelly. She was mentored by him, and so she's dealing with the loss of him. And there's another person they were talking about, one guy who was a friend of his, who's in this, and he's like, he lost his son, and then I think Lisa's mom has schizophrenia, and she's a single mom, and not her mom, but Lisa is. And then there's lots of personal drama that goes into this. I thought, okay, well, we're going to see people in trucks that are sliding around on the ice, and they just get, under control at the last second. Because again, all the music, the way it's edited, it's meant to be a whole lot more dramatic than you probably normally would expect. Yes, there's absolutely, I've dealt with icy roads myself. I come from a place where, yes, icy roads are not fun to deal with. I live in California right now, Southern California, and I don't have to deal with that. But where I came from, I've spent many a time on an icy road. I've been in plenty of crashes, and yeah, it's not fun. It's upsetting. And imagine if my little car was a giant big rig carrying precious cargo, valuable things that people are expecting to get from one place to another in one piece. Yeah, A lot of people requiring you to get your job done, and if you don't, hey, you don't get paid. You put your life at risk, and you don't get paid, and you're out of a truck too. There's a lot on the line. This is not just a simple job. I don't want to demean anybody else's job, but it's not talking to it's not my job. This is not my job, but it's not just talking to a camera about ice road truckers. This is very simple compared to what they do, and it's not to be belittled in any way. I would not do this. I did a lot of driving and shepherding people around for a while, and big vehicles, small vehicles that were not my own. Just, hey, we got a 15 passenger van. Can you drive a bunch of people around for 50 miles? Sure, I can do that. Can you park it? Sure, I can do all that. Can you drive a bunch of people from halfway across the country in a smaller van? I've done a lot of driving, but none of it ice roads in a truck. So I say, if this is your thing, this is not my thing at all. I don't need these memories. And the drama in this, it's understandable, but it does nothing for me. It's obviously is meant to give you empathy for the people who are dealing with this, but I don't find a whole lot of excitement in this. I mean, there's some moments where you're like, holy crap, I can't believe they pulled that off. But there's people who, there's a good portion of truckers around this country who can identify with all of this. And they know that a lot of their traveling is not so tense or exciting. It can be pretty boring. But this is focusing on the intense stuff. So that's what makes better TV. That makes sense. Just the way it is. Why would you put just, here we are, or this is my trip from Las Vegas to St. Louis. Driving 6 hours, and I'm guessing, and my butt's numb, and I stop for a coffee. That is not a show. That's not interesting. No, we don't. Nobody's going to watch that show. So, put ice on the roads. That makes for a more exciting show. So if it's your thing, go for it. You only got one season, 10 episodes. Maybe they'll put more on eventually. They've done that with other shows where they've filled in the previous seasons for whatever reason after putting on the later seasons. I don't know their logic, but yeah. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
83.
83. You're louder now. You were quieter, so quiet before. Now you're really loud. 83. Ooh. We got a movie, but it's a good movie. I assume. I like the series, so it's a good comedy for kids. This is, and I'm going to be very specific because there's 2 versions of this film currently on Disney Plus last I checked. If that's changed, well, I'll come right back and correct it and we'll pick the other one, whichever one's on here. But right now, number 83 is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, the new animated version. So, yeah, they originally put these out as live action, and then Disney Plus came and said, hey, we're going to make some original animated films based on this content that we now own. I think I don't know if it was a Disney thing or if it was a Fox thing they acquired, but hey, I think this is the Disney original animated version of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.